Joining me now, RNC National Committeeman and former chairman of the Republican Lawyers Association, Randy Evans, partner at Maslansky and Partners, Lee Carter. Good to have you both with us.
Great to be here.
Good to be here, Lee.
As we await the president. Rachel was making me eat crow as I promised I would, because the speaker moved the bill through, and the president is talking about a unified party tonight, which is a wonderful thing.
That's right. I mean, he had a party in the Rose Garden to celebrate it. It was a big day for the Republicans to come together. I don't think anybody expected it to happen this week. I think that we've all been saying, you know, it keeps getting kicked down the road. It's never going to happen. And when Donald Trump came out and said it's going to happen next week, everybody thought there's no way. And here we are.
Well, when you say everybody, don't. You know,
no, not you. Not you, Lou. I know.
No, but I'm serious. This is a president who's starting to say things, and people understand that no matter how radical and how unlikely, they're going to happen. There's a real confidence building, I think, Randy. Your thoughts?
Well, mine is that winners know how to win.
Yeah.
And Donald Trump is a winner, and he's teaching the Republicans how to win. Remember, they've been out of power, and they're now just suddenly coming to grips with the idea that the way you win is you just keep pushing and pushing and pushing, because in the end, meritocracy means good ideas carry the day. You don't give up if you have a setback. You don't give up if you have a pushback. You just keep marching forward. And what they've learned is this president isn't going to accept anything other than a win.
Yeah. You know, I think there's another very important ingredient in this, which I know you're aware of and respect. And that is that when you're representing 63 million people who voted for you, and 315 million Americans of every size, stripe, and persuasion, you've got a special imprimatur that says you represent the people of the United States as president. And it's taken a while, I truly believe, for the leadership of both the Senate and the House, the Republican Party, to understand this man is the president. They've got a lovely job. But Paul Ryan received only 230,000 votes, the president almost 63 million.
And I think it's really hard for most politicians in Washington, D.C. to understand that they keep their promises. They run on something, they're actually going to do what they say they're going to do, and they're not necessarily in it for a popularity contest. I think one of the things about President Trump that has been so refreshing is he's not sitting there saying, I'm trying to get 75% approval in the polls. He's saying, I'm trying to deliver to the American people what I promised I was going to deliver to the American people. That's tax reform, that's health care, that's jobs, that's economic and growth. And he's saying it might not be popular with everybody, but it's the right thing for our country.
You know, you can actually, I believe that it's visible to watch Chuck Schumer after that display of just some of the most awful, ugly moments in Senate history. As he opposed the president. I understand the opposition of the party, the Democratic Party, but he took it to a level of combat. And nasty. You know, he broke every Geneva Convention there is when it comes to proper treatment of a respected president.
But the president rose above all that. I mean, did we hear about a government shutdown this week? No. Why?
Not from the president.
Not from the president. Did we hear about the passage of a health care bill? Yes. Are we moving forward consistently?
I've got to correct myself. We did hear from the president. He used it as a threat against his own party to say maybe what we need here is a good government shutdown to break the nonsense and the orthodoxy and this ossified attitude that's grown up, which, frankly, you were just describing. That is, politicians in the House and the Senate are used to being elected and then their promises being forgotten.
That's right.
The greatest surprise, I believe, I suspect, on the part of the national, even the left-wing media, that this is a president, made promises, and by God, whatever you think of him, how much you hate him, are jealous of him, resent his success, he is doing what is it he says? Promises made, promises kept. And he's delivering.
That's right. And I think that the American people who voted for him, and that is why 97% of the American people who voted for Donald Trump would vote for him again today. And that is because he is who he is. He has stood by his word, and he is making things happen. And I think there are a lot of people who said that he set up Paul Ryan to fail the first time and said, you know what, you do it your way. This time we're going to do it my way and see what happens.
You know, he has been patient, and he's also
well. In fairness, Lou, I'll tell you, behind closed doors, he's a no more excuses kind of guy.
Right.
I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear why you can't get it done. Right. I want to hear how you're going to get it done. And there's a toughness that really comes through when he talks to the whip team or when he talks to the senators. It is a toughness that's very direct and very real, which is, I am hired to win. I am hired to produce. Anything else is unacceptable. If you can't get along with that team, you get on another team.
Right. Yes.
Yeah, I think something that's really important to look at, too, is the Democrats are continuing to lose. Yeah. I think that they didn't learn anything from the election. Hillary Clinton clearly showed us that this week. But in addition to that, there was a losing strategy in Hillary's campaign, and that was run against Donald Trump, run against all of these things. All the Democratic Party right now is running against Donald Trump, calling him evil, talking about all of the things that are wrong with everything that's happening. People aren't going to vote against. People are voting for. People are tired of inaction. People are tired of obstructionism. People are tired of the whole thing. And so this is a losing strategy for the Democrats.
Tom Perez, the new head of the DNC, with all of his profanity and vulgarity and just senseless, petty attacks without raising even once an idea that represents the new Democratic Party, of which he is right now the head.
It's the incredible shrinking party. Yeah, it just gets smaller and smaller by self-marginalization every day. Are they even relevant at this point on health care? Are they even relevant?
I mean, well, they've made themselves irrelevant.
Completely irrelevant.
And are people drawn to anger? Yeah. I mean, that's another thing that we need to understand. People are not drawn to anger. People are frustrated enough with their lives. They're looking to politicians to solve their problems, to come up with answers, not to echo how frustrated the American people already are. And I think it's just a losing strategy. They don't have any voice right now that's really reaching the American people who really need help right now.